Guys, I'd like you to look at this guy, John Ramirez, okay? In his testimony. He used to be an ex-Satanist. I want to reveal something about myself. Is that when I was 13 years old, I started getting into witchcraft and doing spells. And I knew a lot about Wiccan and a lot of these pagan religions that people follow. I also used to obviously take part in it, and I would have these visions all the time of like spirits, demons, symbols, and during that time of my life I had some quite disturbing things happening to myself that I felt was part possession or influence of demons. And I could see it in my eyes, I could see it in my mannerisms, and also I was, self-harming a lot. I was suicidal. I didn't have a purpose, and I tried to use spells to manipulate the things around me so that it would go the way I wanted it to go. But later on I learned that there's no power bigger than the power of Jesus Christ, because he carried the Holy Spirit. He was God in the flesh, okay? And the reason he came as a man is so that we could relate to him as a man, and we could pray to him, and through him we could receive salvation, and we could also have a connection with the Most High. Okay, so now that I've got that out of the way, I'm going to show you something about what this guy said. I'm going to skip through some parts of his video, and then once I've done that, I'm going to show you expose something about myself, and the possession of myself, and what I'd become, okay?
Day we were going to do her funeral. So when the lady came to my house, I'm going to charge you $10,000. I told her to kill the lady. She said, sure. She said, I tell you what, I know you. You've been good to me. I go to your house parties. Give me $7,000. I give you 30% off. I said, I'll kill her. I give me 30%. I take 30% off the 10. Give me 7,000. So when the lady was going to leave my house, she said, by the way, she's a Christian. She said, the lady's a Christian. I said, I'll kill her for free. I said, I don't need the money. I said, I'm going to kill her for free. I'm going to teach these Christians a lesson that they're going to learn. I'll kill her for free. I told her, I don't want your money. I'll kill her for free. So I did the voodoo thing. I did the witchcraft thing. And 21 days went by. The lady didn't die. A month went by. The lady didn't die. And I was like, wow, what's going on? I mean, my reputation's on the line. So I called the devil. I called the demons that was son. I increased the witchcraft. I doubled the witchcraft on it so she can die like overnight. Nothing was going on. I was home at night and the devil shows up. And I feel the presence that the devil comes into my house. And then the devil told me, we have to abort the plan of the lady that you want to kill. And I said, why would we want to abort the plan? My reputation on the line. I'm a witch. I'm a warlock. If I don't kill the lady, they're going to think that I don't have any powers. The devil said, you don't understand. The God that she serves said, don't leave her alone. Don't touch her. And I said, who's this God? She said, the God that she serves.
Okay, so this guy, he is a high-level Satanist, okay? He was trained to be a warlock from when he was young. And he had never really heard about the salvation of Christ until a certain time in his life. But the pastor that was there at that church had passed him by, so he felt rejected by Christ, okay? So let me go here. I want to show you how the power of God is stronger than any power of the devil, okay? The devil's biggest trick is to make you believe he don't exist, so you won't seek spiritual help. Not only so, but he is weaker, okay? The only authority he has is what God has given him, because God's power is above, okay? So what you need to understand is God, when Jesus died on the cross, those who would ever so believe in him, he'd already gave them a power. He'd already gave them all he could do on the earth. But they need to realize that first. It's part of unlocking your kingdom power, what God has given you, so you can understand that these things that the devil throws at you, they're temporary. These tricks, these so-called miracles the devil throws at you, they're tricks and they're deception, okay?
that was undescribable. There's pastors coming off the stage and praying for people and touching people.
Okay, let me go back a little bit.
Cut up the pieces here in his house. Coming off the stage and praying for people and touching people. So I said, now it's my turn. Now he's going to touch me. Now Jesus is going to accept me. Jesus is going to show me what love is about. And this pastor passed me by. Never touched me. Never laid his hands on me. He went down the line, and when he came up to me, he passed me by and touched the other person. And I said, well, Jesus don't love me either. My dad don't love me. Jesus don't love me.
Okay. So you can see how someone can get so misled. I want to show you about these statues that people pray to, okay? And how it's a form of idolatry. This is just there to get you to connect with demons, okay?
The Virgin Mary and supposed to be God. They're the idols. And this is supposed to be Michael, the guardian angel. What is it? It's not even Michael. You know that, right? And look, Santeria, all the witchcraft. And this is the
Santeria, guys.
Cadero. This is the Cadero. And this is. Remember the tabernacle, right? When people met Jesus, they had to meet Jesus. This is the tabernacle of the devil. This is the tabernacle of the devil.
Okay, now I'm gonna show you again. This is more about the idolatry of these statues. People put spells on them, demons in them. When Jesus, he will give salvation to you for free. You don't need this.
Spirit is immortality. A spirit is a spirit of demon. I can't relate to it. So in order for me to relate to it, you have to put this guy in the middle so I can relate to it because it's you and for. Unless I become a demon, there's a story behind this guy, so now I can relate to him. So the demon operates to him. Same thing with these guys here.
See, these demons, in order for you to relate with them, they must create these statues for you to worship so that you can invite that demon in through it, okay? Jesus came, God sent his son, and when he came as a human, like I was saying, so we could relate to him. And he was a real human, guys. It's documented, okay? He lived, he walked this earth, and he died, and he rose again, okay? So you need to understand that the devil does things to mock, okay? To mock Christ. And he came in human form. The devil didn't do that. Even though he works through people, he also works through objects, idolatry, statues.
And then they give themselves names and days and birthdays. Because they said these are how the American Indians get caught up with demonic forces and they get caught into the occult. These are the entrapment of the Native American Indians. But those are statues that the people they use to camouflage the demonic ways and demonic religion. There's nothing here that is holy. There's nothing here. The only thing that's holy here is us standing here.
What happens in this place? Like what?
It's here in the back. They do witchcraft. They do voodoo. They do witch spells in the back. They do cleansing in the back. Over here, they all these demons. They want you to buy these statues so you can take a demon home.
Understand?
They select the prayers. So they make you believe that you pray to God. Look, see, I used to use this book for selected prayers. They make you think that you're praying to God, but these prayers are not God. They're not godly prayers. There's nothing in the Bible. It says nothing about the Bible. The crucifixion.
Okay, you need to understand crucifixion is one of the biggest things, okay? And also, a lot of people are reading from all these different books that have nothing to do with the Bible. They're reading into a Christianity that has nothing to do with the Bible. They're reading into their own beliefs that has nothing to do with the Bible. Their own opinion, nothing to do with the Bible. You need to understand, when you're putting down Christianity or when you're putting down a relationship with Jesus Christ, which is what really is important, okay? We only refer to ourselves as Christian because we are followers of Christ. But what you need to understand that if you're not following the Bible, if you're not following Christ, you ain't a Christian. And too many people, modern day Christians, think they can do whatever they want to do and be Christian. Okay, you need to first accept what is a sin, what is bad, what comes from the devil, in order to understand where you need to be heading, where you need to go, accept Jesus in your heart, and he will help to guide you in that direction. No matter if you still presently sin, as long as you are keeping your faith, reading into the Bible, finding out more truth, you will find your way towards God. Time is running short, so you need to start now, okay?
We had a book in New York, in America. I was the third person to get this book that has symbols of the book, of different demons, of different principalities, of different way of killing people through witchcraft. And this book was so, no one had a copy of this book. You couldn't have a copy of this book unless the devil signed off on it. And I was the third person that received that book. And I would take symbols from that book and do witchcraft to people and put people make people lose their mind. I put witchcraft on people, make people get diseases out of nowhere. I put witchcraft on people, make people get leprosy. I put witchcraft on people, make people get cancer.
Okay, first of all, I want to explain to you, when I was 13, I was on TV, okay, with some celebrities at the time that were quite well known at the time. And I did some performances and stuff with some other children. Because I was only 13, so we were still young teenagers. And during that time, I was going through a lot. I was doing witchcraft, I was suicidal, I was drinking a lot of alcohol whenever I could. And I was seeing a lot of visions, a lot of bad things, okay? I went into a mental institution, the Coburn unit, and they wanted me to stay there for 3 days so they could assess me, but I left, okay? Maybe I'll tell my full story another time, just to explain to you. I also knew a woman who was part of this project I was involved with, and she gave me a bracelet. And at the time, I was obsessed with this young group called Minus Behavior. I idolized them. I worshipped them, and Princeton used to wear a peace sign on his hand. I used to draw it. It was like a broken down cross. And someone had said to me one day, that symbol is of the devil. And I laughed and said, oh, whatever, you know what? You don't know anything, right? Later on in my, during this time, when the woman gave me that bracelet, yeah, it was a bracelet. When she gave it to me, it had this peace sign all around it. It was beaded bracelet, and it was in a net, like a net. She gave it to me, and I had some disturbing visions that night wearing it. I went to sleep with it on, some disturbing visions, and I was seeing I saw my family was dead. Members of my family was dead. My mother, my sister, and then we ran out. I ran out into the street, and I'm shortening the story for you, okay? And I saw demons, and there was no other people around. It was just dark, and there was no light. There was no sun. I ran back into the house because I was scared. I went back upstairs. I looked in the mirror. And I saw a demon in myself and demons all around me in the mirror. I ran back outside and I didn't know what to do. And I heard a voice telling me to pray. So I prayed, and I prayed to Jesus because that was what was put in my heart to do. So during this, when I prayed, there was another voice, and I believe this was the voice of God telling me that this woman had put a curse on me, that the symbol had not, was not anything to do with God, was not anything to do with peace, but only the mocking of him, and that it would lead me into damnation, it would lead me into being cursed, and that I should break it. And without even questioning at all where this motive was, I listened, and I took a step of faith, and I broke it. And as soon as I broke it and said, thank you, Jesus, the sun came back out, people appeared, the demons left, I went in the building, and everything was fine. My sister, my mother were having a conversation, I looked in the mirror, and I was normal. Everything went back to normal, and I woke up. And as I woke up, I jumped up, I immediately snapped that bracelet, and had a conversation with my father about it. Okay? That's just a sign. That's just a sign that these things can be just as deep as that. People curse you. They put curses on you, okay? They do wicked things, okay? That's what you need to understand, okay? Let me show you.
Like an infant, he knocked and fell on the floor, like no powers. So I took that opportunity. I ran deeper into the gates. I ran deeper into the tunnels of hell, hoping that there was a door. I my hope was being. It was a hope and a hope at all. There was no place to say, I'm coming out of here. This is it. This is the end. I had a fear that gripped me that I was undescribable. I never felt a fear like that. I never felt a despair. It was the opposite of what heaven is. It was opposite of joy. It was opposite of gladness. It was opposite of peace. It was opposite of light from darkness. It was a place of torment, a place of, if I'm here, my family don't know I'm here. My daughter don't know I'm here. How would they find me? How would they look for me? So as I went deep into the tunnel of hell, hoping that there was a door, a window, a crack somewhere that I can get out, the devil showed up again, so now we'll destroy you. So what I did was I told him in the demonic language, I got these marks. These are my contract to protect me, to destroy you. He said, fool, I gave you those marks. Those are my marks that I own you. I own you. No one owns you. I do. And you're going to live for me or you die. And when he went to grab me the second time around, I said, it's finished. I said, this is it. He went to grab me the second time around. The cross of Jesus Christ. Here. In hell. There's no greater love than the cross that will come for a sinner like me in hell. So when David said, if I make my bed in hell, he knows I'm there. Grace and mercy showed up in hell. Grace and mercy knew my address. Grace and mercy have a plan for my life. My unspeakable, demonic, selfish ways, arrogant, self-centered ways in hell, when I was done for the count, Jesus Christ loved the misfit. And he said, I have a plan for you. I loved you beyond you can ever imagine. And he showed up in hell. And when I woke up, then my spirit came back into my body. I woke up and I bent my knee to Jesus Christ. I had $100,000 witchcraft stuff in my house. I threw witchcraft away. I threw religion away. I threw everything that had to do with darkness away. The people from Haiti, the people from Cuba, the people from Miami and New York said we have to kill him because he knows too much. We have to destroy him. We have to kill him because he knows too much. He's not one of us anymore. And they came for the kill. They did their best. They came for the kill. I would sleep during the day. It was day and night when the demons show up and tormented me for 30 days. They tormented me for 30 days. They would grab me by my throat, pick me off my bed. The room would go cold. I would lay in my bed. I felt another person lay next to me, ice cold, another person. I would look like this and I can feel the presence of that. It was the devil himself right in my bed. For 30 days, on and off, tormenting, torture, try to steal my mind, try to rip my soul out of my body, try to rip my spirit out of my body. I would tremble at night, like never trembled before, 30 days, and I would cry out. I didn't know how to pray. I said, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Didn't know how to pray. I said, man, I pray like my sister prays. I heard her in church, she prayed this way. I heard that person pray this way. I would bring all these prayers together to try to put them together like a puzzle, to try to fight for my life. And one day I was in church worshiping, and I would ask the Lord, why you let this happen to me? And one day I heard the voice of God again. He said, I wanted to see how much you love me. And he said, I wanted to see how much you trust me. And ever again, I was tormented by the devil. And I became an evangelist for Jesus Christ. 14 years serving the Lord. And I will never trade it for nothing in the world. And I know that in somewhere in Hallelujah Boulevard, there is a mansion for John Ramirez. And one day it says, welcome home, well done, faithful servant. And I tell you, there's nothing. I'm not talking about Christianity. I'm talking about relationship with Jesus Christ. He is my Lord and Savior. He is my beginning and end. No weapon formed against me will ever prosper. I died when Jesus said I go home.
Okay.
With a witch, not because of a person, not because of heck, voodoo, vex, incantation, none of that can separate me from the love of God.
Okay. You need to understand this, okay? I'm gonna end the video here, and then I'm gonna post a little bit later some about me, about my own story, and some pictures as well of me during that time, and how you could tell I was under possession, okay? Thank you guys. Have a great day today.